What's up, guys? You know what it is. It's your boy Easy Tech Joe, right back here with another video, man. And check this out. You know what it is. Welcome to my Tool Media. Check this out, man. We got pliers today, man. You know, I've been going through a good little mini series of Milwaukee hand tools, bringing light to some of their hand tools that we may or may not know much about. Are they worth it? Are they pretty good? Are they worth the money? For the past couple of months, that's what I've been going over, man. And right here, we about to have some Milwaukee Tools plier action, man. Y'all ready to get into it? Let's go. So like I said, man, we've gone through their new sockets, some of their new their ratchets. We've gone over a certain amount of hand tools from Milwaukee Tools. Now we got some pliers going on, man. I got quite a bit of their hand tools right here when it comes to pliers. I think I got a little bit of everything in every area when it comes down to their pliers, because I said, hey, I'm about to do a Milwaukee hand tool series. And so they said, cool. You know, they enjoy, you know, I became a Milwaukee partner over the summer, went to Milwaukee Pipeline, and at Pipeline is when I was able to actually get a good view of what they offer in hand tools. And that's when I got the idea. I'm like, hey, I'm not aware about all these hand tools. Let's bring some awareness to it to see what people think about it, because believe it or not, their hand tools are actually a growing department. They're just not there yet as far as they are compared to the power tool line, because they are a power tool and battery company. So when you're comparing the battery power tool line to their hand tool line, the battery power tool line is like the adult, right? They're already grown. They already got their nutrients. Their hand tool line, it's like the teenager. He's grown, but he still got a little bit more to grow to be a full grown adult. And that's where Milwaukee hand tools are, in my opinion, when it comes down to what they offer, the quality. Everything has gotten better and it's getting better. And we're going to take this opportunity to critique the hell out of their hand tools so that they can get even more better. Y'all with me? All right, let's go. So, because they do listen, right? They literally, like, I critique the hell out of Milwaukee Tools in their face at Pipeline. I'm like, hey, we don't like this. Like, this ratchet makes no sense. It needs the locking flex head. Like, we went through all of that. So they definitely listen. They definitely take the critique. Hence their new ratchet that's coming out, right? Everybody had something to say about the new ratchets and this and that and, you know, whatever, right? But let's stop ranting. Recently, I just went over their hand tool, the pliers, USA made hand tools, I think in about a video or two back. And this right here, it was featured in that video. These are some of their USA made hand tool pliers, all right? Have the angled diagonal cutters right here. I've already went videos reviewing these. And right here is their USA made needle nose pliers, okay? So this is their USA made hand tools, right? This, I believe they made in Taiwan. This is the actual set right here. This whole tray that comes in that infamous $4,000 hand tool set, pack out hand tool set that some of you love and some of you hate. This is what's in that mechanic hand tool set, okay? So right here you have your diagonal cutters, you have your long needle nose, you have your lineman pliers here, right? And then you have they have one of the long reach pliers, cross beam long reach pliers, all right, which I also have over here as well, right? But before I get to that, let's talk about these, because let's talk about the pliers that actually, I think these are Taiwanese made, that actually come in their hand tool set compared to their new USA made sets, all right? So let's get into that. Let me just move this out of the way. All right, so right here, what we have here are their pliers that actually come in the Milwaukee hand tool set compared to the USA made pliers, okay? So this is the actual dikes that come in the Milwaukee hand tool set. Now, honestly, I like the feel of these better than I like the USA made ones. Now, I believe the USA made ones cut better. They have a better mass for better cutting power, right? But when it comes down to the feel, you can see this one is not as loose, right? It's better control. It's not flubbery, right? While this one is kind of loose. It kind of just goes with the flow, right? You see that there? I don't have as much control of it as I do with this, right? The reason why I like spring-loaded pliers is because you have that control from the tension. This right here is really has a really good tension in the cross joint area right here, which allows you to kind of let it go and it stays in place. Put it in and it stays in place. While this here, it just kind of goes, you see that, with the flow, right? And some of you may like that. I prefer the tension that can have better control. And they're all like that. I believe all the USA pliers are kind of like that, right? You can see there. Yep. And this is the USA pliers in the installation grips. This is the angled dikes in the regular comfort grips, right? Then you have the lineman pliers that has that same tension, right? I think as far as the electrician goes, they love these lineman pliers, man. You can cut with them, grab with them, all of that good stuff, right? And then you have the actual needle nose, right? That has that same kind of control. So that's the difference between the real difference to me between their regular pliers and their USA made pliers, right? These are good. These are good too. It's really about preference when it comes down to their normal kind of hand tools, when it comes down to these pliers and their USA made pliers, right? And then you have the actual crossbeam long reach pliers. Okay, now these pliers right here are very, very interesting because these are not normal long reach pliers like you see this one here, right? This one's actually a crossbeam. Now what's the difference is that the crossbeam right here, as you can see, it has a narrow cross right here, right? And what it is, that crossbeam helps it to have a wide jaw capacity on this end. Now, as you can see right here, when I start to open that baby up, the more narrow it gets here, the wider it gets up here, right? Watch this, bada boom. The wider it gets right here. Now I'm at a narrow point to where I can really get into a slim, narrow position compared to something like this here, right? Let's just open this up to the same kind of capacity, right? Just to show you the difference here. Bada boom. See that? It's kind of open to the same capacity. And as you can see how narrow that is. Hold on me. There we go. You can see how narrow this point is here. The Milwaukee Tools is. Sorry about that. The Milwaukee Tools is compared to the irregular pliers right here from Matco, right? It has, even though it's the same capacity, it has a wider base right here that's really, it can really limit you if you need to get into some narrow spots. So while this one, bada boom, it's open on this end and it's straight on this end, I can stick that bad boy right up in there, right? Not only that, it's hella wide, right? Bada boom, that jaw capacity opens as wide as you need to go because of that crossbeam. While this one, very, very limited. This is the widest it can go. While this one, bada boom. And just look at that comparison. Look at that. Yeah. That's why, man. So, you know, that's the real bread and butter of that cross beam action when it comes down to these Milwaukee Tools pliers. But they come in two different sets, all right? So they come in the two-piece long reach pliers right here. Have your straight, and then you have your 45-degree angle, black outside rust-coated finish, right? And then it has the three-piece hose pliers, right? Comes in the small, the medium, and then the larger diameter of pliers, man. So this is the real bread and butter of their basic hand tool, mechanic hand tool pliers. Now they have another genre of hand tool pliers when it comes to electricians and things of that such, right? But when it comes down to mechanic hand tools, this is the kind of nitty gritty right here, the bread and butter of all of that, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section, man. They also have new pliers coming up. They have new plier wrenches coming out. They have new slip joint pliers coming out at a very affordable price. So I'm very much excited about that. I'm gonna see what's up with them. I'm gonna see what's cracking with that. I'm definitely get my hands on it and do a proper review on it to see how tough that metal really is on those new pliers, man, to see if they would hold up in an actual mechanic setting, professional mechanic setting, right? So you know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe. All the stuff the YouTubers like to say at the end of the videos. You know what it is. Be easy.